Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's Josh, and this week's lesson is Jessie's Girl by Rick Springield. And remember, if you like the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and to ring that notification bell. Alright, let's get right into it. So the first section that we're going to be covering today is going to be the verse section, and for the verse section, we're going to be starting right down here at the 5th fret on the A string. And we're going to be playing some power chords on the 5th fret A string, 5th fret E string, as well as the 7th fret and 3rd fret E string. So for this first part, what you got to do is you palm mute while you play the line. So the lines that you play in the verse are always the same, exactly like note for note. It's just when you're starting off in the verse, you have to palm mute it. So instead of you have, so the opening part is so that's simply just hitting each chord twice and going, being 5A, 5E, then up to 7, 3, 5, 5. Then, of course, once you get halfway through the verse, it opens up and you're no longer palm muting, so your chords will ring out as such. And then that part sounds like this. It's the exact same, you play it the exact same, the only difference is now you're not palm muting with your right hand. And if you want that part slower, it sounds like this. Alright, cool. Now let's move on to the chorus section. So, just like the verse section, for the chorus we're going to be starting right here at the 5th fret. And this time what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hitting the E string power chord and then hopping up to the A string power chord. And it's a different, you play it differently, it's not just 2 for each power chord the way it was in the verse. So, slowly, that first portion is, right? So you're playing and hopping up to the A string. Now, right after that, you hop up here to 7, 6, 5 on the D, G, B strings respectively, and then you're also going to be switching to a chord that bars all 3 of those strings. And you're going to use your 3rd finger for that, and that part goes like this. Right? So altogether you have and that's going to repeat itself before coming back to the end of the verse lick, so to speak, which is down with the 3rd fret where you go. It kind of brings back that taste of the verse and all of its chords and riffs right at the end of the chorus. So what that is you're hitting the 3rd fret power chord twice, then the 5th fret one, both of them twice, do, 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 and then you're going to come up to the 7th fret, hit it a few times, and then you're going to fall back down to the 5th fret chord, and then you're going to go back into some palm muting for the verse, and again, that sounds like this. And then of course you get back into the... Okay, awesome. Now we're going to move on to the second chorus, which is only slightly different from the first chorus, and of course, as you probably guessed, we are going to be back down at the 5th fret. And although this chorus starts on the 5th fret, and it starts in the same way as the last chorus, because it starts the same way as the last chorus, I'm not going to go over it again, because you can just go back to that part of the video and watch that if you need to work on that part. So, what we are going to cover is the ending. So that part that we looked at last chorus, where the 3rd fret power chord comes in and we kind of do that little verse lick right at the end of the chorus. Well, now there's a couple iterations of it, and it's a little different each time. So the first one, you play almost the same, but you're gonna play it. You're not gonna hit like the 7th fret chord, is what you're not gonna do. So you're gonna come up and then you're gonna come back down so that the riff can repeat itself. So it's just. And so that's a key difference right there, is that third hit of the 5th fret A string power chord. So again, it's... And then you're going to come back and play the normal ending. And then from there, you get into the bridge. But before we do that, all together, that sounds like this. All right, cool. So now that we've gone past the second chorus, we're gonna move on to the bridge section, which is going to start down at the 3rd fret. And this part's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward. You're pretty much just gonna chug the 3rd fret of the E string for most of the bridge, and then you come into this section that is essentially the same as the chorus, just a couple frets down. But we'll get into that in a second. So, of course, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's pretty self-explanatory. Even in the cover video I did, you could easily just look at that and be able to play it, right? So you're essentially just going to be playing 8th notes on the 3rd fret of the E string, which is... Sorry. And you're going to be palm muting, of course, like we were before with those chords, and you're just going to be... And that's essentially it for that portion of the bridge. Now, the next part, it's literally the chorus just a couple frets down. So you're down on the 2nd fret and you're gonna play that, right? So that's the same as up here. Can you guess what's coming next? And then you're going to be playing those same chord shapes, but instead of being 7-6-5, now you have 4-3-2 on the D, G, and B strings. And then you're also going to be barring with that 3rd finger again. So you have the... And then you're going to get back into that... And that's going to repeat 4 times. So you're going to play that 4 times. I just played it 2, but you're going to play it 4 for the song. And then that other riff comes back, the one that ends the choruses, where you... Which brings us into the solo. Sick. All right. Now we've made it to the solo section. So for the solo, we're going to be starting up here at the 12th fret, and we're going to be on the D string, and you're going to start with a palm muted, just 8th notes, just dun 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 dun. Then you're gonna play that little pentatonic arpeggio there, which is 2 12s and a 14, being E, B, and then the G string. So once you play that arpeggio coming down, you're going to grab 15 and then 14 on the B string, and then grab 14 on the G string. So, and once you hit those notes, you're going to grab 15 again on the B string, and then you're going to do a little bend on the 14th of the G string. Then you're going to jump up to 17th fret on the B string, and you're going to do the classic bend up, hit that pinky note there, and come back down. And the way that he plays it in the song, there's a lot of vibrato towards the top of that bend. So like, you kind of just wiggle it a bit at the top of the bends, or when it's coming down at the end of the bend. And so once you play that part, you play this little chromatic riff right here on 16, 15, and 14. And then following this kind of comes this little crazy lick. You're going to be playing 16 on the G string, and then what you're going to do is you're going to grab 14 on the G string, and you're going to grab 19 on the B string, and you're going to hit that twice. So, and then you're going to slide that down 2 frets after you've done that. So, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide your pinky down another 2 frets to 15, and your first finger is only going to slide down 1 fret to 11. So you have, right? So you're going to hit the first dyad combo here twice, and then you're going to hit the other 2 once. And then you're going to come down to this other part, but just quickly, I'll just play that again for you. So then you're going to come up to the D string, and you're going to be holding 16 with your pinky on the G string while holding 12 with your first finger on the D string. And then you're going to do this quick little hammer on and pull off with your third finger on the 14th of the D string. So you got to get that while this is ringing out. So all together, that sounds like this. From there, you're going to hop up to the 15th fret, and then you're going to play 14 and then 17 and 15 on the B string. So, right? From there, you're going to slide from 14 to 16 on the D string, right? So, and so what that lick is, you're going to slide from 14 to 16, then walk up, you have 14, 16 on the G string, then you're going to hit 14 on the B string and come down to 14 on the G string. So, and then after that part, what you're going to be doing is you're going to come back down to the 9th and 8th fret. You're going to slide into it from 7 and 8. So then you're going to play that same position there with 11 and 12. So then you're going to bar 12 on the G and B strings. So you have, and then you're going to do another bar, but it's going to be on the 10th fret of the B and E string, and you're just going to play that a few times. Then you're quickly going to grab 2 on the G string, and you're going to slide all the way up the neck until you can't slide up the neck because there's none left. Just so that you can see that down here on the 2nd fret. And you just kind of slide up and then deaden the note. But just to cover that 9th and 8th fret part again, it sounds like this all together. All right, awesome. And finally, we've made it to the last chorus / outro, which of course, as you've probably figured by now, is going to start down at the 5th fret. And just like the second chorus, I'm not gonna really go over the part that we already know. I just want to mention that this part, that part will play 3 times in a row in this chorus before coming into the, then you get back into the 3. But after that part, since the song is ending and it's the outro, they don't do the again. What they do is this kind of slow retardando down with the 2 5th fret power chords, and then one instance of the 3rd fret power chord, which goes like this. And then you let it ring out and fade out on its own. And that's it. That's the song. I hope you guys enjoyed learning it with me this week. If you like this video along with our other content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, as well as leave a like and leave a comment. If you're interested with lessons with me or any of the other fantastic teachers over at Beyond the Beat, I'm going to drop the link down in the description so that you can go and sign up. If you want to keep up with me and what I'm doing, as well as get live updates for when these videos go up to YouTube, be sure to follow my Instagram, which I will link down in the description. And until next week, peace.